Did it just...
No.
There we go. I got it. Okay. Okay, here we go. I got it. I don't know what happened today. I really don't. What is on my screen? Okay. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining me again tonight. So tonight I am actually going to work on a fun little project here for my mom. She has this metal board that she wants me to redo for her. So let me get this cleaned off while we wait for everyone here. Let me make sure my chat is pulled up so I can see all of you. All right, who's here tonight? Put your hands up in the comments if you're here. I should have cleaned this off earlier, but I didn't think about it. I forgot she's got the stickers on it. That is not my multi-tool. So we're just gonna pop this up a little. All right. Just gonna try to get under these stickers. They were coming off earlier when I tried them the other day, but I left it in the car for a couple of days. So, yeah. My mom just likes redoing her decor all the time, and it's been a while since she's redone this. She uses it as a bulletin board because it's metal, so she can use magnets on it. And we've had a few of these before. I should have brought myself a scraper. I didn't realize how sticky these stickers were. Mom. Okay. So these are the last few stickers here. And then I'm going to take a wipe and clean all this off. So, and today is the last month to get Club Couture transfers for this month. So tonight is the official last night to get this if you sign up. Club Couture is a monthly subscription. It is $19.99 every month. You have a 3-month commitment, and you get one exclusive transfer, B-size transfer, so 8.5 by 11 transfer every month, along with 3 paste singles, so that you can do the entire project. So I just need to get some of this stuff off, make a clean slate. And I did put it up here this time. Woo-hoo. Okay, I'm just gonna... All right. I just want a clean board. Sorry, this was, I think, dry erase marker that was on here. So I just want it off the background a little. You know, I wonder if our board eraser is going to work on this to kind of just pick it up a bit more. Just to shine it up. Ooh, it kind of does, actually. That's cool. Okay. So here we go. And I'm also going to make a few of these actually pop with dimension. I'm kind of excited about that. So here we go for a start. I'm going to just take this, wipe it off, my fuzzing cloth. Okay, so now I got that clear. I'm going to put that aside. Oh, little guy, he's so tired. He fought his nap today. Super hard. He did not want to take a nap at all. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut my transfer apart. And I know it's kind of shining through the plastic, and I should have shown you before I cut it apart, but this is what it says. A beautiful thing is never perfect. So we have a hummingbird, and I'm going to show it this way if I can. We have a hummingbird, a couple of different flowers, and some vines, stems, leaves, whatever you want to call them. Well, stems with leaves. I'm just cutting these into my parts. I wanted to show you what the whole transfer kind of looked like together when you first receive it. So here we go. All right. There seems to be a lot of activity going on outside of my house tonight. So we're going to make magnets today. And what I want to do is make some quick chalk paint. What I'm doing is I took some of the paste and I'm scooping it into here, into my little container. I'm just going to try to get as much of that as I can. And I'm just going to get a little wet and then mix. And then it becomes a paint, just thinned out basically. But I probably need more than that. Okay, so let's try this again. Dollop, spray. Spray, spray, spray. All right. Now I might need more than this because, well, we'll see how far we get with this. Usually a little bit goes a long way. Okay. So tonight we are going to just paint this really quickly because I want this to dry beforehand. These are just little wooden rounds I got at the craft store. And probably should have painted the sides first and then did this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Haha. Okay. Just went and grabbed my wax paper here, and I'm just going to lift that up. Okay, there we go. Got it. Cool, cool. So what's everyone up to tonight? I know Mother's Day's a little late, but my mom's always rearranging her room and was like, I got a project for you that you could chalk. I kind of hope she likes it. She had no idea what I'm doing. She just gave me the piece and said, here you go. So I'm hoping she likes it. She's going to have to look at it. It's going to sit right above her desk. My grandma's also going to have to look at it because her computer's right in front of it for now. But hopefully this will just be a fun, cute little decorative piece for her. And as you saw, I was erasing that pretty cleanly, I might add. So I have no fear. I could redo it again if I really want. But I'm really excited about this idea. I just kind of came up with it on the fly today. And I actually kind of got this idea from my mom with the magnets. We usually do a boutique at my grandma's church every year. So my mom's mom. And it's a craft boutique. So people come and sell all their handicrafts and things that they made to sell. As we all know how holiday boutiques usually are. And one year my mom decided to make magnets, like cute little clothespin decorative magnets that could hold a lot more weight than your typical magnets. And they were so popular. They sold so fast. Like, I could not believe that they flew off the shelves. Am I right, Mom? And the next year, people came back and they were looking for the magnets. She didn't have the big fat ones like they wanted, the big fat clothespins that she had from the previous year. And now, like, every year we've done it, because we've done it at least 5 years now. People still come to our booth and ask about the magnets, and they buy them. They are still pretty dang popular for her to sell now. So, got that done. I totally forgot my water cup. I have my spray bottle, but not my water cup. So, here we go. All right. So that's done. I'm going to set that off to the side. Where's everyone at tonight? Where is everyone? Hello. Here we go. Okay, I got myself back. I don't know why I'm having such technical difficulties today. That should be muted. That should not be on. Okay. Anyways, so we have the base of our magnets drying. Now, I need to fuzz my cloth. Fuzz my transfer. My bad. So, it's time to get fuzzy. Whoop, whoop. But it's not as fuzzy as Wuzzy was. Does anyone know that one? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. I don't really know the rest of it. I just know that portion. So, all right, a couple more. Here. Okay. Actually, I'm going to place this for now so I can kind of see where I'm going with it. Let's get these out of the way. And then I'll come back in and do some more. Okay. I think we still need a couple more. All right, guys. All right. Here we go. So she does it sideways. Let me make sure I have this the right way. Okay, I should have it the right way. And now I'm just going to try to center it as best as I can. And I'm going to lay it out a little bit more to see if I like it before I actually start chalking. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and pop one right there. These are what I'm going to put on the magnets. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to use the leaf. I mean, I could. No, the leaf is too big. So I'm actually not going to use the leaf tonight on this. But I think that's what I want to do. Okay. So now that I have that idea, and I do this to keep myself accountable because I lose my train of thought a lot. So you guys can call me out if I changed it or tell me if I'm right. I don't know. We'll see what I remember. Okay. So what I want to do is we need this little guy to dry first. And I'm going to chalk him on some paper here. Just a quick 8.5 by 11 paper. And that looks like it's going to be too far. Okay, so we're going to do it right there. Perfect. And right here, I think, oh, just barely line that up. Okay, I just like to give myself some room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chalk this little guy out. And then I'm going to put some glitter glue on him and let him dry. So. All right. So when it comes to like paper stuff, you really want to fuzz your transfer well, because paper, you know, as we all know, you put tape down, a sticky back, and when you rip it off, unless you have washi tape, it will rip your paper. Okay. So if you're going to do paper crafts, either wait until you've really, really used your transfer. So our transfers are reusable about 10 to 12 times, reuse, and then they're done. But like I said, after that 10th, 11th time, they're actually still good enough for like paper projects, and you don't have to worry about fuzzing. And it takes a huge step out, you know, as you can see, fuzzing takes a while. I think I need a couple more of these, and we will be good to go. I just don't want to tear the paper up. So hopefully this guy works out the way I want to. Now I'm just gonna take my chalk paste and dab it on a little bit all over. All right, and then we are going to just scrape. Just make sure it gets all over. And I'm not going to worry if it goes over the blue onto the blue cardstock on the edge, because I'm going to do what's called fussy cutting in the craft world. And that's where you take an image and like be in a picture or what you're stamping or coloring or whatever. And it's called fussy cutting because then you cut around the image by hand. So you know how people have those fancy cutters like the Silhouette, etc. This was before Silhouette existed. So don't be afraid to say hi if you're here. Give me a little wave. But anyway, so as I was saying, fussy cutting kind of existed before any of those die cut machines or Silhouette machines were really widely available. So, and then what I'm going to do after I give that a little dry, because I don't want to smudge the ink here. I'm just going to make sure this little guy's all cleaned off before I do anything, which is great because he's a smaller transfer, so it's pretty quick here. I don't have to turn you around to see what I'm doing and chat with you, but it's not going to take too much time. Okay, so that little guy is all nice and done. Give him a little pat dry, flip him back over. I grabbed the wipes and left them here when I had them over there. And I'm just going to quickly swipe this disinfecting wipe so it reactivates the stickiness. All right, now we're on to the next step. So I think I'm just going to plug this little tool in really quick to dry him off. And then what I'm going to do next is then take this glitter glue and go over his little lines a little bit to give him a pop. So it stands out on the thing. And if you had regular glitter at home, you could definitely put the glitter on top of the chalk after you've pulled your stencil. So once you've chalked and you pull off your stencil here, your silk screen, not stencil, it's a silk screen, then you would rip it off. While it's wet, you can shake on your glitter, shake off the excess, set it aside, let it dry. But I wanted to get more fine with this, so I did get this fine tipped one today, and I'm just going to give it a little squeeze. I'm going to try to be as steady as I can. But at least I have, and I don't want to get too heavy with the glitter, so I'm just trying to pull it as I go. And it's okay if the white shows, it just gives it a little more dimension. I'm trying not to break it too much. Okay, so there's that. That is not my multi-tool. I think I'm going to try to fix this a little bit more. Ugh, got a little heavy there with the glitter. And then not enough. Okay. Just need a little bit. All right. And then, there we go. This is why I wanted to do him first and not the board, because the board will dry pretty fast. So let me know what you guys think of this idea. I don't know if I'm going to fully go in. I might. Yeah, I think I want to do the detail. Just got to be quick and not so heavy. There we go. I'm getting it down. All right. trying to do this as quick as I can so that it's not a lot of glitter in one section. Yeah, I should have done the lines first. Okay, and I missed a section here. So now that I know that, you know, I'm just gonna mix all this glitter in. I know it kind of ruins the fun of the design, but I like having the outline actually. This was not my intention, but some of these lines are a little too thin for me. So I'm just gonna do that. And I'm gonna let that dry a little bit so I can give some dimension to it so it doesn't look like the wings are stuck, so it still looks like he's in motion. So I am gonna let that dry a little bit more. And then we're just gonna outline his little body. Oh, got a little heavy-handed there again with the glitter section. All right. Am I just not seeing things today? All right, where are all my peeps at? I see you watching. I see all of you guys watching. Who's going to interact with me tonight? Who wants to chat? Give me something to talk about, guys. I mean, yeah, I don't mind talking to myself. I do it all the time. I actually like referring to myself in the third person, you know? But anyways. Oh, I just had an idea. Because I want his little eye to stick out. So we are going to, I do have, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I just opened it too. I have another glitter, actually. Here we go. It's going to be silver, so it's not going to, it's going to pop, but not as much as I want it to. But there we go. Why is this now not going? It's like some chunk of glitter got stuck in there. Okay, let's try this again. Oh God, that was too much. Too much. Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to try to do the little dollops here and then let those dry before I do the other glitter. Okay, just so we can get some dimension of like his little feathers on his chest here. I know this is going to be a lot more detail than I typically do, but I wanted to get that detail in. And now I'm going to let the edges fill in and dry. Second here. I actually kind of learned this tip when learning how to decorate cookies for fun, to kind of let it dry first, to do hold in your work if you want to add dimension, to put the thing down first. Okay, you really want to make sure if you're going to do this to do it on cardstock, because it's going to get really, really heavy and wet, like heavy because it's wet. So I'm just going to let that dry. Okay. Don't want to do that too much. And now I'm gonna try to do these same lines again. Because if you look at it, you can actually see the dimension. But what I want to do first is do these little lines and then go down so it's not over it. So now we're just going to do these lines. And whoop. Okay, just a few more lines for me not to touch. There we go. Oh, that looks so much prettier. And I'm going to let that air dry just a bit. But I'm going to show you a little bit of how it's turning out. It's turning out so cute. Okay, now I'm going to go back in and do this body section here. And then what I'm going to do is take the end of my detail tool and kind of just bring the thick glitter around so you can still see that glitter side. Okay, so I just need to bring a little bit at a time. Right, almost done with his body. Okay, voila, there we go. Okay. And I think that's a little dry. That's a little thick there. Need to bring that up a little bit. Okay. So now I'm just gonna, it's partially dry, do the same that I did here, which is just slowly drag the semi-dry glitter here to the edges. And some of this is going to be hard to see unless you're in person once you get a closer up look. But I like the way it's turning out. You want to be careful when you're using the end of this detail tool not to poke your outline that you did, because then it'll just run out the side and you lose your detail. Okay, so I love that look right here. Now that it's a little bit more dry, I think I'm just going to do this whole part in the glitter here in this section. Okay, so we want to draw that one out because it's too glittery. There we go. And then drag this through. Oh, very good. Voila. Okay, now we're going to dry them off just a little, and then I'm going to set them aside for the time being to dry. All right. So now that's done. We're going to set this little dude aside. Next, we have our little flowers. And so what I plan on doing with these after the chalk is dry, I am planning on using some Mod Podge dimensions to kind of give it that bubbled look like it's under glass. But unfortunately, you won't be able to see that tonight until I finish picture tomorrow because it takes 3 days for it to dry. And I will show you when I get to that point what Mod Podge magic is. I remember when dimensions, I remember when it came out, actually. I was super excited. Where did I put my pieces? I knew I was going to do this as I was talking and lose my train of thought. Okay, so these go back here. And now we're just gonna want 3 of these little flowers here. 2 of these ones of this specific style here. And this one I'm gonna do in like a yellow, I wanna say. So I use the bright white for our little birdie. And then and I want my surface wax. Excuse me. I'm just going to take a little bit. I need a paper towel. Here we go. Just don't want the transfer to rip it up our paste that I just put down. So this is our surface wax. You can use it so that it doesn't rip up the paste you put down previously. Like if you're really doing a lot of layered projects with detail, you really want to do that. So here we go. I'm going to do my flower, and I'm going to do it in this, what color is this? Bumblebee. We're going to do it in Bumblebee tonight. I'm going to take my little squeegee. Just need very little. Hold it down and swipe. And now because I'm using this on another section, I'm just going to rip it up and put it onto my next little square circle. Voila. I'm going to put that right there. Plop it down. And try not to touch the rest of the white piece. Okay. So those are my two colors here. Voila. And if you wanted to, this would be kind of fun to layer with like a black underneath. I didn't do it perfectly, but I still think it's a little pretty. I like it. I like it. So it makes it unique. Now with this magnet, I'm going to make it part of the design. So it's kind of cool, actually. And I'll have to pull it up and show you what Club Couture shows as the finished example using every piece of this. So at the end, and how I kind of took it apart and did it to my own liking. So now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to get the corner edge here somewhere. Okay. So now we're going to do this cute little flower, and I'm going to do it in my pink color here. It's going to be peony. We're using peony today. Peony. Okay. So I got that down. I'm going to take my next squeegee and give our paste a little stir just to incorporate it all. Okay. And now I want my squeegee, like I said, a little paste on this transfer because it's so little. The tiniest bit just goes the furthest. I'm going to be careful not to get it on here, onto the white, so probably too much on there, but okay. Sweet. And I'm just be careful not to get anything on it. Oh, okay, there we go. And now I'm going to do that again on this one. Just need the tiniest bit on these little pieces here. Okay. And the last one. All right. Okay. So that's done. I'm just going to be very careful not to get that on the side. Throw this in the water really fast. Tiniest things go so fast. Okay. Activate, done. Alrighty, guys. So I have my 5 little circles here. And as you can see, there's one. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And then, so I did 5 of these. So 3 of the pink ones, and I did 2 of these yellows. Now I'm going to show you what this Mod Podge Dimensions is. And what's it going to do is, first things, it's kind of like royal icing if you're into cookie decorating. It's like royal icing. And I'm going to do it on one of my pink ones for now. Do it on this one. And what you want to do with it is just slowly take it around and create an edge, an outline, if you will, so that when you flood it, you have a hard edge to hold in your liquid. Okay, so now And just like cookie decorating, you can pull it out just a little with your royal. And they use what is called a scribe, but I'm using the end of my detail tool and bringing it to the edge here. Just kind of pulling at it because you don't really need a lot, but I also don't want to break the edge because then it's going to go off the edge and it's not going to give me that bubbled look I want. You know, like those little glass pebbles you see, that can be a magnet. And I'm just going to put a little bit more. And like I said, you just want to pull into it just a little here. And I probably should have put wax on my design first. I'm not sure if this is going to bleed. Usually, if you don't want it to bleed, you would do the wax. So I'm just going to be careful not to scrape up the design when I pull this through. Okay, just got to get a little look. And you don't want air bubbles in this either, so if you see them, you just want to pop them. And ideally, if I was thinking about this, I would have put it on something so I can move it out of the way because you want to let it dry flat. Here we go, just a little bit more. And like I said, this is going to take about 3 hours, so I recommend doing it during the day and then just letting it sit overnight, and you should be good. We'll see how it goes in the morning. Got to find a good place away from the cats and kids not to touch it. So, okay, you can't see it, but it's on there. I will probably just slide this under very carefully. Okay. Then this way I can just lift this very carefully and set it to the side. Hopefully that dries a little bit, but what I'm gonna do next is let these dry for a minute and then I'll open that. Okay. So finally, we are getting to the best part. Just kidding. All of it's the best part. Okay. So I'm gonna take my paste. We're using the bright white. And I'm just gonna scrape it out. Put it kind of all over my just like can. I'm at the end of this jar. I have another. I just wanted to see what I could do with it. So there we go. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm just gonna scrapey away. Scrape it all down, all over the transfer here. And then wipe away my excess paste. Okay. Now we're gonna just pull up, pull up, pull up. And I'm gonna pull here from the edges, put my hands more towards the middle so as to not. Voila! Ooh, I'm liking this. Okay, let's just make sure we scrape this all off. All right, so that should be good. Nope, a couple more spots. You just don't want the paste to dry on your silk screen because it's going to ruin it once it dries and you try to scrape off your excess here. So I'm just making sure it's not all on my silk screen. Perfect. Okay. So these will be done. You're going to let that dry. I'm going to put that one back on its backing. Oh, little man, you're okay. Why? Yeah, Daddy had to use the restroom. Yeah. He'll be right back to play with you. And I did knock it down. Okay. Cool. So now I'm going to try to get this into the middle here. And I'm going to do a couple of these. I think I'm going to put it there, but I'm going to hold it up just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to just put that under there. Okay, because I don't want it to land on my rip up our beautiful work there. So I'm just going to carefully do the detail tool on the little dots here. And then I'm going to bring in some of the blue from the bird, from our hummingbird here. So I'm going to get this open. Ooh, that's pretty. And I'm just going to do a couple of flowers on this one. Where's the other one? That was not it. This one. So yeah, we'll do this one in the pink here. I'm going to do that one there. Okay. And then we're just going to stick with this blue here to bring in from the hummingbird. And last but not least, we're going to do the green. And so this is Cadet that I'm using, Bumblebee, and this is Eucalyptus. I get my greens confused. So now we're just going to scrape the green through. I'm trying to be quick about this because I want to reuse this without having to rinse it. Because it doesn't work as well for trying to continue to do it. Okay. And I saw a little flower here. So we're just going to pop that on. There we go. And now we're going to lift. And there we go. Ooh, I am liking this. Okay. And then I think I want to do it down here. So once again, I'm going to take this part and angle it so it's not under any of the paste here. Okay. All right. So start with the yellow detail here, and the yellow there, and just a little yellow here. And then I'm going to take, what do I do? Blue onto the Cadet. I'm just going to pull Cadet through. And there's still plenty on here, so I didn't have to really do much, use much paste. Okay. And then I think that'll be it for this round of this transfer here. No, I'm going to do one more. Pink. Okay. Get into our last little bits here. And then eucalyptus. Okay. Eucalyptus. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in and do that again when this is a little bit more dry. But you can just like paste up really fast as it dries, before it dries. Make sure we got it off. Because as we all know, a beautiful thing isn't perfect, is never perfect. Okay. I'm going to do one more right here. So I'm just going to use this again to angle it. And I'm kind of just eyeballing it. because of that paper. I just don't want to pull at it. Okay, so I'm just going to reverse this a little so I can make sure that I get all of it here. Okay, there we go with that. Now I want the yellow. The pink and then the blue. All right, that one up. I'll have to go back in with the detail tool to fix some of those pieces. I'm just gonna let them sit a minute. I'm just gonna take my little detail tool and fill in pieces here. There we go. Okay, now that was too much. Okay. And I'm just going to try to. Oop, there we go. And then I'm just going to pop a couple more in here. So our little hummingbird, he's still a little too wet, so I don't know if it's going to work out the way I want. He's going to be into a magnet too. But he is going to sit right up top there as a magnet. And I can't flip him over just yet because he's still wet. But I'm going to show you what fussy cutting is. So here he is. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of an edge around him because I don't want to cut the glitter too close. Because I still want to give it that outline look, especially his little beak here. So it doesn't just look like it's just chilling out to there. Okay. This also gives me just a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, and that is what I was afraid of. Okay, little guy. I touched it, which is okay. It's not the end of the world, but I messed that up a little bit. So we're just gonna drag it back there just a little bit more. You know, maybe it would have been better to cut him out first and then do this. Oh well. But there we go. I just lost the dimension there, but that's okay. It's beautiful. You're still beautiful even no matter what you look like. So here I am just trimming out his little wings. And I'm probably going to have to go in with my smaller scissors because he's just bending. Yeah, I need my smaller scissors. Okay. Okay, there he goes on that end. Trim just ever so slightly and carefully. I really should have grabbed in my smaller scissors. I specifically have scissors for smaller fussy cutting. But I didn't think I would need them. So I'm going to put the scissors down and kind of yank him if I can without ripping him and ruining his little design here. So, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to cut that there, and I'm just going to get in here, cut obviously is not working. Because I did mess him up just a little bit on his little tail. Okay. So you will have to see in the morning how he finishes out, because I am going to need to somehow lay him flat. Okay. So this little guy's going to sit up there. I think I can go find my X-Acto knife. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get an X-Acto knife. But anyways. And then we are going to place these here. Let's see if I want to do another one. Okay. I'm going to let him dry out just a little bit more. I need to try to get these open. Okay. And where is my pinky glue? I heard it. Okay, so there's something obviously stuck in this. Probably a piece of glue, but we're just gonna take this. Switch that over. Okay, so we have this little guy. Did not squeeze enough glue onto this dude, but need to redo that in a second. And then if we can get him onto some pieces here. All right. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we are going to get him. I'm going to have to redo this little dude, but so this one isn't going to take that much. Just a little bit there. Just a dab. I should have done him on a little piece of wood too. Well, I'll have to go tomorrow and redo him. Okay. So we are gonna just dab that on right there to right about voila. Probably should have done it up on his wing too. So we're just gonna dab some glue and call it a night. Okay, on his little wing here. Pop that up without popping him off. That would be much appreciated. Okay. I should have put him where I wanted, but we will let him dry and everything else will dry. I'm going to cover up my pastes and we will call that a night. So thank you again so much for joining me tonight. If you're interested in Club Couture, you can go ahead and send me a comment, say club, and I will give you all the beautiful details of that. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Let me show off the semi-finished product. So some of this really does need to dry fully. And I'm going to have to redo this little guy better with my X-Acto knife. But it's cute. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And so she can actually now use it. And I'm trying to angle it so you can kind of see it better. This is kind of hard. Oh God. Voila. Beautiful thing is never perfect. And now she can move that little dude around and she can move any of these and it'll match her decor. And it still works in the picture. So thank you all again. Have a good night.